is up, Retromaniacs? Mike from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. I just got back a PSA order. Took advantage of their 80s and 90s special. I've had some cards laying around I wanted to get graded for a while. A lot of wrestling, one Michael Jordan card, there's a Tony Hawk card in here. Let's see how we did. Get started here. The very first card I have here is 1993-94 Upper Deck Michael Jordan. You're really searching for a 10 on these. I mean, the base card is really not worth a whole lot else otherwise, but I had a number of these that were in boxes, 5,000 count boxes in storage from the 90s from my old shop. So this one was really well centered. It looked really clean, and we got a 10 on that one. So just a beautiful card. I mean, I took a little bit of a chance on that one. You never know, but I mean, it was a beautiful looking card. Sent it in, got the 10. Next one we have here, I have a bunch of 1991 Merlin Italian WWF cards. I've sent some in before and gotten them graded. These are tough. The top edges on these are really tough on some of them. I had a lot that had like a little bend right about there in it. Couldn't even send in to grade. This one looked pretty clean. It came back an 8. I mean, it's a beautiful looking 8. Edge wear, like I said, maybe slightly off center on that one, but still a beautiful card, and added a little bit of value to that for the Legion of Doom. This one's the Undertaker. Most valuable card in this set, obviously. They have different versions of him. This one is one of the more valuable cards. You can see these are a little smaller than normal size, but this one also got an 8. But I mean, I added quite a bit of value to that card. That's one of his cooler rookie cards. I mean, look at that. That's a pretty cool picture of him there. So we're happy with that. I had a bunch. I opened a box of 1992 Topps UK WCW cards. Of course, you know I love my Paul Heyman cards, so I picked out the best centered one. The other two I got out of the box are quite a bit off center, so I didn't send them in, but unfortunately, this one came back a 5. One of the things you really need to look for on these cards, and I'm giving you the advice because I knew it and I still didn't take the time to do it. Probably can't see it in here anywhere. There's very light wrinkles that will be on the surface of these, and I knew this and I just didn't look it over closely enough and came back a 5. I looked it over. I do see there, it is in there. I can't really show it to you on camera, but when I looked it over, I was like, I knew what to look for. I know what I probably missed, and it was there. So unfortunately I didn't do well on that one. But next one here, it's a Jimmy Garvin, but it's not actually a picture of Jimmy Garvin. This is, of course, Scott Hall. He was the diamond stud back then. This is his rookie card. This is an error card, obviously, has it up here, but we got an 8 on that. Like, an 8 is a good grade on these cards, not a great grade. I opened a whole box. The centering on them is really difficult. I had another one here, also got an 8. The centering's difficult. You can see this one's quite a bit off center. I also had a lot of trouble with this bottom right hand edge. It wasn't bent, but you know, when you look at your cards up close, they have the little pieces of paper hanging off the edge, and like pretty much every single card had that to a certain level. I looked these over, you know, for the wrinkles. Thankfully, didn't see any of those on them. So next one, this one's actually the diamond stud, Scott Hall rookie card. Very cool card there, doing the razor's edge. I like this one personally the most. As you can see, the centering just really tough on these, but you know, to get a 8 on these is still adding a little bit of value to it, and you know, saving you from having anybody complain about the condition of the card if you go to sell it on eBay. I have another one of the diamond stud, another rookie. He had 2 different cards in the set. That one there also got an 8. And this one did as well. kind of feel like my grader just said, wrestling cards, we'll give them all 8. But no, I think, all joking aside, it's a fair grade. Like, if you look at the centering on this, it's not on. It was close, but I mean, just not good enough for probably even a 9 on these cards. If you take a card with the centering like that to begin with, it's going to be tough to even get a 9. You're instantly at no better than a 9. And then if there's any other tiny little thing wrong with it, it's going to drop it to an 8. So even though I like to joke about the grader just saying, wrestling cards, throw an 8 on them, they're fair grades. Again, this is a Diamond Dallas Page rookie card. Same issue with that. The centering is just not perfect on them. And again, there was just a little hanging edge there. So I would imagine that probably affected the grade on a lot of them. If any were close to getting a 9, that would drop it to an 8. So one more Diamond Dallas Page. They're beautiful looking cards. Like for 1992, the card stock on these is so shiny and really high glossy card. That also makes them difficult. That the wrinkling on it, though, there are so many cards that just, you really have to catch it in the light at the right spot, but you can see just a little bit of a wrinkle on some of them. There were quite a few out of the box that were that way. All right, I have my 1993 Generation Extreme Tony Hawk rookie card. You guys, if you watch the channel, I collect Tony Hawk. I like Shaun White, Rob Dyrdek, all of the extreme sports guys. So I wanted to send this one in, and it came back a 10. So I probably won't be keeping this one in my collection simply because I took a card and I made it so valuable. That's around a $200 card now. So that's his first pack pulled card. And, sorry, it was 1994. For a card that old, like you're talking about a card 30 years old now, just fantastic shape. I had a couple others, just weren't good enough, and really happy to get that. And the final card in the order, this one, I actually did a break with Collecting with Caleb, who also has a YouTube channel here. Check him out. He does a lot of independent wrestling cards. This is the Canadian Rockies, of course, who are Edge and Christian. This was pre-WWF days. This was when they were in Japan, and this is a 1998 BBM. This is actually their first appearance on a card, and this came back at 10. This is a pretty big card now. Thankfully, PSA doesn't really watch the values on cards like this, or they might have upcharged me a little bit on that, but so happy to get this card like in a 10. This was really, really clean. He agreed before he even sent it out to me when he hit it in the break for me. And, just a beautiful card. I sent it in and got rewarded for it. It should be a 10. I felt it should be a 10, and it came back a 10. So yeah, that's my order there. I have, a decent number of cards here. Nothing I'm really disappointed about. Even the 5 that I got on the Paul Heyman card, it was my fault. I just missed it. And I knew right away what to look for. I figured when I saw the grade, I just, like I said, I got 3 of the cards out of it, and that was the only card that was centered well. And I was like, oh, I'm going to send this one in because it's centered well. And I didn't take the time to look over the surface as closely as I did the other ones. And that's why it came back a 5. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, leave us a comment. Let me know what you think about the cards, and we'll see you on the next one.